Hello everyone. If you've ever cloned a repo into Azure Notebooks, most likely there's going to be changes to that GitHub repo, and you're going to want to flow those down to your Azure Notebooks projects. In today's video, we're going to learn how to do just that. In fact, we're going to learn how to check the current status of your project space, what to do when you encounter errors, and what to do and what they mean, and then how to update your projects within your Azure Notebooks in doing that. So let's get started. All right, to get us started, you're going to need to log into your Azure Notebooks and make sure you come into the project that you are wanting to make the changes. So to kind of get you there, make sure you click on My Projects after logging in, and then select the project that you want to update. In this case, for me, it's the PCC CIS Spring 2020. And once you get into that, you're going to see your main page, and you're going to be looking in there. The one window that you're going to want to be opening is this guy right here under Terminal. Once you open that up, that actually opens up a terminal on your machine that's going to be running. You're going to wait for a few minutes for it to pull up, and hopefully it pulls up pretty quickly for you guys. There we go. Once you do, we're going to start, and actually we have to change the directory. So the Azure Notebooks are actually reside in the library directory. So you need to do cd space library, just like that. And once you're in there, you're able to view the actual notebooks that are in there. And this is where the GitHub repository is actually stored itself. Now, the first command that you're going to want to actually do is do git fetch. And what this does is this will check to see if there's any changes that needs to be pulled from the repository. If there's nothing that needs to be pulled, then you're good. You don't need to actually make any changes. But if there is, then you'll get a prompt that looks like this. And it says that'll show that it's actually pulling some changes from there. That means that there's changes from the GitHub repository that you're going to want to be pulling in and making in there. So before you can actually flow those changes into your projects or your Azure Notebooks project, you're going to want to run a git status. And what this is going to do is this is actually query to see if there's been any changes that have been made to the repository since you cloned it in there. This means that if you've ran the Jupyter Notebooks and you've had automatic saves, or if you've actually altered the cells in there, then this means that there's actually been changes. And you can see here in red that there's red stuff. This means that there are changes that were made into this. And we need to make sure that we remove those changes before we can pull in the update. And so this will be, for this tutorial, a situation where you can only stay up to date with what is on the GitHub repository. If you've made specific changes or notes in the Jupyter Notebooks, you're going to lose those changes by following this tutorial, just as a warning to you. So to reset your GitHub repository back to a known clean state, there's 3 commands that you're going to want to do. You're going to do git reset --hard and run that. And then after that, you're going to run a git clean -fdx like that and run that. Then finally, make sure that everything's clear and do a git status once again. If after doing git status, you should see a prompt that says everything's clear, no red lights or red text, and that means everything's good to go. Then you're ready to finally pull in the changes. So you're going to do a git pull. And this actually does go out, grabs the changes, and pulls them in and applies them to your repository. This may take a few minutes depending on how many changes there are. And if there's only just a few, then it shouldn't take very long either. And it'll automatically update. And there we go. That is how you update your repository for an Azure Notebooks.